Okay, the title of your next page of notes is Using the Unit Circle. First, you'll determine the quadrant, and that's going to tell you your signs. Next, you'll find your reference angle. That tells you your cosine and sine values. And the final step will be to make sure that you answer the question. So let's walk through what this actually means. Cosine of 210 degrees. I look at 210 and I think about the quadrant. Well, that's in quadrant 3. And I know that all my ordered pairs in quadrant 3 are negative, negative. So that's what I know just from the quadrant. Then I think about 210, and because it's in quadrant 3, I do 210 minus 180, or I think about how far 210 is from 180, and I figure out that my reference angle is 30 degrees. Then that tells me my ordered pair. I know my ordered pair for 30 degrees is root 3 over 2, comma 1/2. The negatives came because it was in quadrant 3. And then finally, my question's actually asking me, which is the cosine? Well, remember that the first in the ordered pair is the cosine, and the second in the ordered pair is the sine. So the cosine of 210 is negative root 3 over 2. So we'll walk through the same steps with tangent of 330. Again, what quadrant is it in? Well, it's in quadrant 4. And I know that all of my ordered pairs in quadrant 4 are positive, negative. And if it helps to write the positive in there just so you're thinking about it, feel free to do that. Then, because it's in quadrant 3, I do 360 minus 330, and I again get my reference angle of 30 degrees. Or I ask myself, how far from 360 is 330? And so my ordered pair is still the same for 30 degrees, root 3 over 2, comma 1/2. And then to find the tangent, it's the numerator of sine over the numerator of cosine. So remember, the numerator is the top number in the fraction, and so for this one, it's negative 1, because that's my numerator of sine, over the numerator of cosine, which is root 3. And we're going to go ahead and leave the radical in the bottom. If you're comfortable, hit pause and try this one on your own. If you need to hear it one more time, go ahead and walk through it with me. So again, we're in quadrant 3, because 240 is between 180 and 270, which means my ordered pair is negative, negative. And then this time I think about how far 240 is from 180, and it's 60 degrees, so my reference angle is 60 degrees. That means that my ordered pair that goes with it is 1/2, comma root 3 over 2. And so when I'm finding the cosine, it's still the first number, and so it's going to be negative 1/2. All right, sine of 150. Again, pause if you think you know how to do it. If not, walk through it one more time. So what quadrant is 150 in? Hopefully you thought quadrant 2, because it's between 90 and 180. That tells me my ordered pair will be negative, positive. And then I think about my reference angle. So how far from 180 is 150? Well, it's 30 degrees away, so that's my reference angle. And so I know that ordered pair is root 3 over 2, comma 1/2. And then my sine is going to be the second number, and so the sine of 150 is positive 1/2. What you need to be careful of is not using your calculator for things on the unit circle, because we ask for exact answers, and only 2 of these here are exact answers, the negative 1/2 and the 1/2. Anything with a radical in it's not exact, and so you're going to end up getting all of those wrong, so it's easier just to learn this method as opposed to relying on your calculator. And in case you were wondering, how did I know my ordered pair signs when I was saying, oh, I know in quadrant 1 it's this? Just a reminder, quadrant 1 is positive, positive. Quadrant 2 is negative, positive. Quadrant 3 is negative, negative. And quadrant 4 is positive, negative.